Okay, so welcome everybody to our New Mexico Highlands University session for our College and Career Pathways Conference. My name is Anita Gonzalez and I'm the Deputy Director for the New Mexico MESA program. Here with us, we have a wonderful number of guests here from New Mexico Highlands from different departments here that are going to go into a presentation in just a few minutes. Just a couple of housekeeping items. During the presentation, if you want to keep yourselves on mute, unless you have a question, please feel free to unmute yourselves and ask as you see fit. You're also welcome to use the chat. We'll be monitoring the chat throughout the session. So it's just a bubble at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and it works just like a text message. And then last but not least is all attendees in the room. Make sure that you complete your attendance survey at the end of this session. That is how we get your feedback, but that's also how we give you credit for participation today. That's entering you into the raffle and getting you your participation points for today. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn myself off, and I will turn it over to, I believe, Reina is kicking it off, maybe. But go ahead, take it from there.
I'll just go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Reina Albiza. I work with the ARMAS Center, and our presenter is going to be Dr. Kelly Trujillo, who is our director of the ARMAS Center. He is also in charge of our regional science fair, and he is the PI on our STEM Pass grant.
So I believe first in the line was Ricardo, right? Is that right?
Yes. My name is Robert Salgado, and I'll be filling in for his spot. So without further ado, I am an admissions counselor here at Mexico Highlands University. And I'm just here to kind of give you guys a short generalization of what our institution has to offer you. Starting with our student to professor ratio is 1 to 13. So that means it's on average, instead of you being a big old auditorium of 200, 300 other students in a bigger university, we average about just 12 other students, including yourself. With that type of an advantage, allows you to create an interpersonal relationship with not only your students, but also with your professor. And that allows you to have that extra support within the classroom if you're looking towards that type of dynamic in your future endeavors. Now, of course, right now I'm here in our outdoor recreation center where our campus life is live here. I had to walk down here and kind of see what they're all about, where you can rent out bicycles and stuff like that. And also, not to mention with your campus life fee, we actually use those funds to get stars on campus to come and perform for you. But just before the pandemic, we had Ice Cube. Before that, we had Josh Turner and even Cheech and Chong and among other artists that come onto our campus. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to one of the work studies to kind of give you what the Outdoor Recreation Center is all about. Here, let me. There you go. Go ahead, Kenny.
How's it going, guys? My name is Kenny. I'm a student employee here at New Mexico Highlands University. And here behind me is the Outdoor Recreation Center here at NMHU. Basically, our whole department is based around outdoor recreation for the students. All the equipment you see here behind me is free. So we'll kind of take a little walk through and see the equipment we have. So basically anything you need to get outdoors, we have paddle boards, kayaks, paddle boats, mountain bikes, some coolers, tents, backpacks, really anything you need to get you started or any kind of outdoor adventure. On top of all this equipment, the Outdoor Recreation Center also does activities. So during the fall, we do a lot of hikes. Here in Las Vegas, we have a couple good hikes up to some nice peaks. Switching over towards the spring semester, we do ski trips every Saturday, and that is to one of our local ski resorts. Everything is free for the students. Rentals, you just have to sign up, and you'll show up the first day and get on a bus, and we'll take you straight to the ski resort. Everything's free. We also have ski jackets and stuff if you guys don't have winter clothing. On top of that, if you have any information like around the local area regarding anything outdoors, weather, if you're planning a camping trip, your family's coming in, you kind of want to know some good spots, some lakes, rivers, you come in and we'll give you kind of our local knowledge on the area. A big thing here for students is it's kind of a smaller campus for sure. It's definitely not that big feel that you get with a big university. It's kind of a homey feel. So our bikes are definitely a big go, a big rent for us. So kids will come in and rent a bike, and we allow it for a week for that student to keep the bike. They can keep the bike for up to a week. They'll come back in, and if there's no other reservations, they're allowed to renew it throughout the semester. So that's a good transportation way around the campus. Do you guys have any questions at this time?
If not, thank you very much, Kenny. And as you can see, you know, here at New Mexico Highlands University, you have an opportunity to not just be a number, but a name in the family here at New Mexico Highlands University. And with that said, during this unprecedented time, during the pandemic, you know, it's very crucial and important for yourself to feel and be a part of a community. So without further ado, do any of you guys have any more questions for me at this time? Okay. Well, if not, my name is Robert Salgado. We're located in the Felix Martinez building. You can look me up on the school website. If you have any questions of being admitted or any scholarship opportunities that might be available to you, I'd be more than happy to help you and assist you with that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all.
Okay, so I guess I'm next on the agenda. My name is Kelly Trujillo. I'm the director of the ARMAS Center. And I've done this college career fair for a couple of years now, and each year we've done kind of the boring same old PowerPoint presentation. And this year we wanted to do something a little bit different. So yesterday, I talked to Mariano Udabari, who's here with us, wave Mariano, who quickly put together a video for us, kind of just showcasing what ARMAS is all about. So I'm going to let the video speak for itself. Let me share my screen. Oops, hold on a second. All right, you see that?
Yes, we can see it.
My name is Kelly Trujillo, and I'm the director of the ARMAS Center. The ARMAS Center is located on the west side of campus and is frequented by many students here on campus. In true ARMAS style, we've decided to give you a tour of the ARMAS Center via a drone. So come inside and check it out. Let's hope our pilot can avoid running into a door jam or student. Okay, so as you walk into ARMAS, you'll be greeted by one of our student employees. They're here to help you out. We hire between 20 and 30 students each semester, and they carry out a number of roles here at the center that truly make ARMAS a student-run entity. ARMAS is an acronym, and it stands for Achieving in Research, Math, and Science. And our primary goal is to provide academic support for students at Highlands taking some of those tough STEM courses: biology, chemistry, physics, and mathematics. Now, you don't have to be a STEM major to use ARMAS. Many of the students who use the center are business, social work, humanities majors. We are open to all and can help students with those STEM core requirements. ARMAS Center has been around for a while, and it's one of the most active zones on campus. Since 2009, ARMAS has grown from a small office to the sprawling center you see before you today. We're proud of the fact that we have been twice recognized nationally for the support we provide students at the center, and that the Highlands administration recognizes the importance of ARMAS to the success of our students. Now, what you'll see today is a truly unique approach to student support in STEM. It is a great example of the type of personal attention you will get at a smaller school like New Mexico Highlands. So as you step out of the ARMAS Cafe, you enter our printing and copying area. Like everything at ARMAS, copying and printing is completely free. We even have a large poster printer for big projects and presentations that you have for your STEM classes. Printing a poster like this might cost you $150 at an off-campus printing service provider. Our student employees are here to help you with all of your printing and copying needs. The second large space at ARMAS is our main academic zone. Here you'll find computers available for student use, including laptops that can be checked out and used anywhere in the center. We recently became the largest computer hub on campus. Here you may also see our peer mentors hard at work with students offering one-on-one office hour support, group study sessions, or providing additional instruction to help reinforce concepts being taught by professors in lectures. These are students, they're course embedded tutors. They've been through these classes, they've performed well in them, and they come to us on the recommendation of their STEM professors. And the idea is that students would be much more likely to seek academic support from someone close to their own age than someone who has already and recently experienced exactly what the student is experiencing in a particular class. This next room over here is our math tutoring room. Here our math tutors provide support for really any class, including courses like chemistry or physics that have a large math component to them. What's great is they can either offer help in person during their normal office hours, or students can log in to meet with our tutors virtually. I'm happy to say that since COVID, we've also been providing virtual math tutoring to regional middle and high school students, part of our commitment to working with the Las Vegas community. So it's not unusual for us to host small groups of community kids to get them interested in STEM at an early age. We've partnered with the MESA program and other programs to bring students to ARMAS and learn about science and STEM careers. We've also have our own makerspace where we develop activities for local kids that show them how science influences their own lives. We really feel it's important for young people to be able to visualize themselves as a research scientist, a programmer, engineer, or inventor. We also feel really strongly about the need for Highland students to develop their cultural identities as they learn to become the next generation of scientists, educators, and entrepreneurs. We want our students to think about the needs of surrounding communities and use what they learn to better northern New Mexico. So ARMAS is a place where we really truly celebrate diversity. We started a chapter of the SOCNAS program. This is the Society for the Advancement of Chicanos and Native Americans in Science. We have an ambassadors program that supports minority students interested in health professions. We also assist with many cultural events on campus, such as our annual Matanza. We've hosted a women's group here where students can discuss issues of gender inequity and provide support for one another. ARMAS is a designated safe zone for the LGBTQ community. And I'm personally a member of the President's Council on Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And the only thing that's really not tolerated here at ARMAS is intolerance. This is a community that understands that it is our diversity that makes us so strong. But really the proof is in the data. Students who utilize ARMAS's programs have better grades, they have higher completion rates, and they go off to have amazing careers in STEM. We know that college can be hard. There's a lot of hurdles that students need to overcome in order to be successful. There's financial, personal, academic hurdles. And the most successful students are those who put together a strong support network. And ARMAS is a place where we can help you do that. Graduating students often talk about ARMAS as the place where they made most of their friends. They got help, the help they needed to get through the tough times, collected their fondest college memories. So should you decide that Highlands is for you, I encourage you to come by and see ARMAS for yourself. In conclusion, I hope that when you consider colleges that you pay extra attention to the support those colleges provide. A smaller school like Highlands, we're able to provide you personalized support, whether it be at ARMAS, financial aid, or first year programs, counseling, or other entities that exist to help you make the most out of your college experience.
So as that kind of fizzles out, I just want to also add that if you are an incoming freshman to Highlands and are interested in possibility of being a STEM major, we do offer a summer bridge program. This is an opportunity for you to come here to campus a couple weeks early, We'll give you some instruction. We'll help prepare you for the rigors of college life. You'll get to live in the dorm. We'll provide you with the dorm food and the whole college experience 2 weeks before everyone else gets a chance to do it. We've had a number of students who participated in that program, and they have all indicated that it really smooths their transition from high school into college. So I highly recommend that if you do come to Highlands, seek ARMAS out and find out more about our Summer Bridge Academy. With that, I will pass it on to Leon Bustos.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Trio. That was great. Oh my gosh. Mariano, good job on the drone shots. Kelly, a great job doing that audio. I know putting those together, it can be very challenging, and I know that you all did a great job. I really, really appreciated seeing all those visuals. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leon Bustos. I am the director of a program. It's an academic program at Highlands. I'm right next to the ARMAS program, so we're the sister program. And the program is called the Highlands Undergraduate Enrichment Program, also known as HUE. So all of you are still either in middle school or high school, and you have plenty of time to really start thinking about career opportunities. When you come to college, we want you to enjoy the experience first and foremost, but we also want to provide you with opportunities to explore pathways. So if you're a student who's interested in going into psychology, right? I'm the guy that you would come talk to. If you're a student interested in going into sciences, I'm the guy you come and talk to, right? What we do is we create what are called learning communities. So I get the opportunity to work with faculty all across the disciplines. I have colleagues in business, I have colleagues in English, we have media arts colleagues, psychology, social work, chemistry, biology, right? The natural sciences. And what the purpose of my program is to bring in our group of first-time freshmen and ignite a sense of passion in them, to provide them with opportunities to build community. As Dr. Trujillo was mentioning, right, having specific space available for students, right, like the ARMAS Center or like the HUE Study Lounge, it changes the experiences that our students have. Because it's not just about the academics. That's one piece of the puzzle. But we also want you all to develop personally. And we want you all to develop socially as well. And I think some of the best experiences that you all will have in college, of course, will be in the classroom, but also will be at the ARMAS Center if you come to Highlands. It will be going and doing what we call active learning within the field, right? Where you're actually working to understand and practicing the things that you're studying. So that's what my program does. And we do that in various ways. Again, like we mentioned, creating learning communities. This semester, I'm teaching a learning community with a biology course, right? It's everything psychological must simultaneously be biological. And I have a great group of students who are learning the importance of biological processes and how that impacts psychological thought and emotions and behaviors. So what we do is we collaborate, right? And we do that through, of course, being in the classroom, but we also offer peer mentorships. So if you give me 1 second, I'm actually going to invite a couple of those students to come in for a quick little cameo. 1 second. Hey, kiddos. Come on in. Sorry about that. So we have some incredible student peer mentors over here. I'll let them introduce themselves. This is Magdalena.
Hello.
This is Alicia.
Hi.
And then we have Tarek. Right, so these three have been some key players in ensuring that our first-time freshmen smoothly transition. And basically, I wouldn't be able to do my job if it wasn't for my student mentors. I'm a one-man army, but these three, right, along with the rest of their team, they are the blood that pumps the program. So I'm very, very appreciative of them. So thank you all. I appreciate it. So what I want us to do next is going to be really quick, okay? So one of the first activities that I do with my students when they come in is we define the why, right? Why do we go to college? Because on those darkest days, right, when we are tired, we've had class all day, right? Maybe we've missed being back home. It's very important to remember the why we're coming to college, because that's the motivation that keeps us going. When it's 2 o'clock in the morning and we've been at it all day long, we're on our 5th cup of coffee, maybe 5th pot of coffee, right? We need to remember the why, and that helps us stay afloat. So if we could do a quick little breakout, Anita, if we could, 3-person breakout for 2 minutes. For those students who are not in college yet, I want you to think about why you want to go to college. For those of you who have already gone to college, I want you to remember why you wanted to go. And this will be our first opportunity to start mentoring these young minds. Let us know what you all want, why you all want to go to college. Let us know why you went to college. And I should be a part of that room too. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Anita, thank you.
Okay. Johnny, also, I'll bring you back in 2 minutes. I'll close the rooms.
Really condensed. This was a really condensed version of what I offer to my students. One of the first things that we do is we offer, they're called first year experience courses. So it's a 1 credit hour course. And we define our why, because those dark days will come. So I have a couple, I have maybe like a minute left in the chat box. If you all could express your why. For me, when I was doing it, it was my mama. My mom, her name is Sarah, and she's literally the most beautiful woman I've ever met in my entire life. I love my mama. She's very proud of me, and I'm very happy to have made her proud. So yeah, in the chat, throw some good examples of why you all want to go to college. And for those of my colleagues, why did you all go to college? All right, Kelly, curiosity needs to learn more. I love this. And I want you all to remember, become lifelong learners, right? A nice family, right? I need to get a good job, right? Money, that's a really big motivational factor. Right? We want to have a good life. Anthony says, the reason why I believe I want to go to college is because I want my family to be proud and I want to be successful in life. Well, I'll tell you what. All right, Logan, to get a good job, to support my family, make me friends. I'd like to learn, maybe become a professional athlete. Keep on working hard. I love this, right? You can tell we're from northern New Mexico. It's all about family, right? It's all about the gente, mi gente. I want to move on and do something interested in and be successful. So my last words of wisdom, my personal mentorship to you all is to say, I'm very proud of you for taking time out of your day to be here, right? You are very young and you obviously have motivation to be successful in the context of the STEM, right? In the STEM disciplines. As an individual who went to New Mexico Highlands University, received his degrees, and literally restructured and changed my life, I highly advocate for this institution. But wherever you find yourselves, once you all finish up high school, I want to wish you the best of luck. And I want you to remember one thing, and that's your why. Because that why will be what keeps you motivated and ready to go. So thank you so much for your time today. And I hope within the next few years that I get the opportunity to mentor you a little more. I'm sorry, I don't know who's next. Otherwise, I'd introduce you.
Oh, that's okay, Leon. Thank you very much. The next up is, Dr. Justine and Anaí. Here they are.
Sorry, we're getting our lives together here. I'm Dr. Justine Garcia, and I'm a biology professor here. The reason we're on our phone today is I'm going to give you a tour of our research labs. You guys are in MESA, so you're interested in doing research. This is where the science happens. I want to show you just a little bit about my research. And then one of my students is going to tell you about hers. So let's do a little tour. My lab is a microbiology lab. So over here is when we grow a lot of microbes. We have things like Bunsen burners, a lot of chemicals and stuff, besides a little messy. Sound like it's okay. And here is really where we do master's research. You guys will be coming in as freshmen, and we try to also get freshmen into the research lab as soon as possible. Learning how to do things and use things like the Bunsen burner, growing bacteria, if you're in biology, is really key to seeing yourself as a scientist and learning what you want to do for a future science career. So this is my research lab. You can't really see the door, but the teaching lab is just right outside here. So we have students coming in here to do projects during their normal lab times. We have undergrads who work in the lab and do their own projects. So really, you should expect to be in a lab like this your first or second semester on campus. Let me show you a little more of what we've got going on here. So I mentioned we grow a lot of bacteria here. We address research that looks at how bacteria interacts with hosts. So how they sense hosts and infect them, and then what kind of effects they have on them. So here we have an incubator where we grow a bunch of our bacteria and some of our hosts. You can see some petri dishes in here. And then over here on this other bench, we have a bunch of our microscopes. So these are some really fantastic microscopes. You have another one that's our pride and joy that I will show you in just a second. But first, I'd like to show you some of the actual bacteria we grow. So here you can see some of these, might be a little hard on the phone, some of these really bright pink spots. These are bacteria we actually transform to be able to fluoresce, so we can track them as they interact with a host. And the host we use is actually also a microbe. This might be a little hard for the phone camera. Can you see the little dicty? They kind of grow up and form these sort of little tree structures. So we'll grow the host on these plates and then put these pink bacteria in them so we can see how many infect the host, how long they live with them and follow them, and ask a lot of questions like that. So we use some of these microscopes to do that work. We have a whole other set of microscopes over here, as well as some cool sequencing equipment. We actually have the only genome sequencer in Highlands here, and we're getting that set up now to use in classes. So you have the opportunity to sequence your genome or maybe a bacterial genome while you're here. Let's go look at our last microscope that we got only recently. This is brand new, and we've been putting it to work, looking again, tracking those red or pink bacteria and how they interact with hosts. So here's some pictures we've done where this red you're seeing is the bacteria that we just grew on that plate. These bigger oval sorts of shapes are the host cells, so we can see how the bacteria interact and infect the hosts. And this is such a cool microscope. We just got it again. But it's cool because you don't have to stick your eyes up to those lenses and really squint to see. Everything is shown on the screen, so it's really nice and friendly for freshman students to get looking and working with a microscope and bacteria right away. And it's kind of hidden back here in this back room, so we can keep it really dark, like a dark room. We also grow some bacteria in our fume hoods and safety cabinets back here. So we're really well set up to do a lot of different kinds of microbiology research. I will be happy to answer any of your questions, but right now I'd like to flip the camera around and have one of my students talk about her project. She's a master's student right now, but she was also an undergrad at Highland, so she can kind of talk from where you guys were all the way up to now. She's going to be getting her graduate degree in the spring. So let's do a flipperoo here. And you want to walk back this way too? Sure. There we go. So this is Anaí.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anaí Hernandez. I'm from Taos, New Mexico. And how Dr. Garcia said, I did my undergraduate here at Highlands University with a bachelor's in science in biology. I started here in 2015. And why Highlands? Well, I like this town. It's small. It's really nice to basically do what I came for, and that's to learn. Highlands has helped me so much with learning new stuff, hands-on opportunities, and right now I've been working here with Dr. Garcia in this lab. So yeah, and I graduated in May of 2020, which was during COVID. So I didn't know what to do with my life. I was basically lost. I was like, okay, I graduated. Should I look for a job? Like with COVID, I just didn't know if they were hiring or not. So that's when ARMAS picked me up. And ARMAS is the second department that talked later on. And basically they gave me a summer internship where I was able to work here in the lab with Dr. Garcia and doing my research for my master's program. After that, I was able to get a graduate assistant as well with ARMAS. So I work for ARMAS half-time. Another time I work here in the lab, and then the other time I'm full-time student. It's honestly, it appears like it's pretty busy, but honestly, they work with my schedule. It's really nice. And yeah, so I'll show you guys a little bit of what I do. So how we said we grow bacteria, which is called Burkholderia, and we basically grow it here in the hood, sterilize everything first and then plate it. After that, we basically put it in the incubator so Burkholderia grows from 1 to 2 days. So depending on the growth and how much I need, I'll leave it in the incubator. After that, I basically measure its density to see its population, how much bacteria there is in the liquid. And then after that, this is my friend right here for this entire research. So it's called a Tekin machine, and basically it's a plate reader. So this one is the plate I basically work with. It's 96 wells, and basically I combine different types of bacteria in each well. And after that, I basically just put it in this machine right here, close it, leave it for 2 days running. It measures its density every 15 minutes for the past 2 days. And then after that, I get some data.
Uh-oh. 1 minute.
I
There we
get some
go.
data that looks like this in the computer. And after receiving this data, I'm able to do some graphs and kind of check what relationships Burkholderia or bacteria has with each other. Right now I'm in this part still, and next semester I'm hoping to finish this research and be able to write a paper on it and present it to the biology department. And yeah, if you have any other questions, yeah.
Yep, so back over here. Thank you. We're right at time, but if you have questions, feel free to put it in the chat. You can also find me or Anna's email on the website. Sorry, I don't just have them in the chat. If you're interested in being a biologist or microbiology or just science in general, we'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Other than that, good luck with your search for college.
So I'm reading in the, Caitlin had a question. What is it like to be a student at NMHU? What are typical undergrad classes sizes? That's pretty much
Here's
that's
Anai.
a really good question. So that's why I choose Highlands. Classes are pretty small. As for labs, you probably will have maximum 15 students, I think. And what I like about Highlands is that students can go to teachers' offices hours. You don't have to have like a schedule with them. If they're there, they'll talk to you, answer any questions for you. I've heard like at UNM, sometimes are like 2 hours waiting outside a professor's office just to have a question. And here it's basically even like by email, they'll answer ASAP. So yeah, honestly, I became pretty good friends with my professors. They know you by your name. And yeah, classes are pretty small. If they see you around campus, they'll even like say hi with your name and everything. And it's pretty nice, honestly, knowing everyone in the community. It's a pretty small place.
This.
And yeah, that's it.
Yes, I think we're out of time, so we'll pass it on to the next person. But again, if you have more questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us. Thank you.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Dr. Blanca Cespedes from the Forestry Department. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here because it's always nice to hear about other programs or other people and all the jobs that we are doing at Highlands. Just thinking about you students. I'm the chair of the Forestry Department, but I'm also a professor in forestry. So in these online times, even if I'm in the lab, I'm going to share with you a presentation talking a little bit about forestry and what we are and what we do. I'm going to try to move fast because I'm a very talkative person and I don't want to take the time of anybody else. So forestry is a discipline that even if it's focused in forests, it touches many natural resources. And you have here a list of what other disciplines relate with forestry, but soil, water, fire, natural resources, bunch of things. We offer at Highlands two major programs, two BA and BS. One is in BS in forestry and the other one is in conservation management. And with that one, you can make combinations with minors. This is a list of the professors because I'm here, I'm Blanca, but it's a bunch of people that work with me and professionals in different fields. I include this list for you to see how multifactorial and multi-different dimensions that has forestry and where you can work. If you have interest in watershed management, in wildland fire management, in forest management, you can do our program. And then other industries can have interest on you because forestry is also an industry and a production of in greenhouses, in different initiatives. We also try our students to have these professional experiences, and we have been supporting students to go to conferences and professional opportunities that they can have with the Society of American Foresters, that our program is accredited. And then we do many projects in the fields, projects that can serve the community, projects more based on science, or projects more based on just visits in our field trips and classes. Particularly focus in fire ecology and the science of fire, and that requires professional training to be a firefighter, for example, but also a bunch of science. Recently, these fires has been from the beginning of November in our experimental areas, in our experimental area that is here in the north of New Mexico, close to Angel Fire. And I'm so excited, and that's why I included these pictures, because that was 2 weeks ago, and we had the students observing, not making the fires yet, but being part of that. Then we have other kind of activities like the Forestry Club and volunteer activities that participated with other programs and with other initiatives from NGOs, from the community, in all these fields, wildlife management, water management. But I wanted to focus because I'm in the lab, and in this lab, we are building an Endocrinology Lab. The endocrinology is the science that studies the tree rings. And the most of you probably have seen cores that are this little in the picture, but I have here one. This is just molded and it's being glued and needs to be stable in that mold for then taking a microscope that is a little bit less fancy than the one that Justin showed you, but you use this table to count tree rings. The process, the basic process, it gives you the age of the trees, how many tree rings in general is the age of the trees, but this science has been the base for many different other disciplines. Like for example, in archaeology, they use pieces of wood to date them and knowing how old are the buildings. In the study of natural disturbances, for example, they can study how floods and other disturbance events affects the growth of the tree. And from my point of view, or from the point of view that we are studying here at Highlands, is for making the relationship of the tree grow with the climate, mostly precipitation and temperature, and also because with that, you can establish relationships of climate and fire. And then I go to these are the cores, but then when you study fires, and particularly in the Southwest, you study fire scars. And I'm sure many of you have seen this kind of fire scars, trees that it has like a triangle, and the base is always wider. And it's because once the fire affects a tree, then it always comes to the same area because it's the weaker part of the trees. When we talk about fire scars, it's a tree that has survived the fire. So those fires in general are these kind of fires, superficial fires. And those fires we discover, and thanks to Dendro, that have been really often and natural in many parts of the Southwest. So with this, give you a wonderful, more generalistic perspective of what is dendrochronology. I want to share this video because it's also a video of one of my colleagues in Northern Arizona University. It's a person that did the PhD in environmental science and then decided to focus in the how to tell science or how to count the science to the general public. So here you have a video of less than 3 minutes talking about the endocrinology and the use of the science for fire history, to recompose to the fire history. Can you see my video? Listen. So as the video say, knowing the fire history can help you to plan new restoration activities. Sorry, I need to stop this. So I know it's 4:52. I have more things to tell you, but I think I need to leave the rest of the people to talk. This has been just an example of what you can do as a researcher in forestry if you are interested in fire ecology. Any question? So Reina, I think the next one is Dylan after me, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan Montoya. Give me 1 second. I'll share my screen. I have a, hope it's disabled. I'll just go without the slide. So my name is Dylan Montoya. Like I said, basically what I do here at Highlands is I'm the CREST Student Engagement Coordinator. And I was recently hired through what's called the Fort Crest grant that we received. And it's a joint project between the Forestry Department here at Highlands, the New Mexico Forest Watershed Restoration Institute, and also the John T. Harrington Research Center that is sponsored by New Mexico State University. So Blanca kind of already talked with you about kind of what forestry is and can be. So a big part of the forester's job essentially is to ensure our forests remain healthy. So what is a healthy forest? That's basically a forest ecosystem that provides not only us humans with everything we need, but also plants and animals, everything we need to survive. So right now as foresters and globally for everyone, a big threat we're facing right now is climate change. So if you don't know what climate change is, over the years after industrialization, we've been releasing many greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This causes a greenhouse effect, which causes the planet to warm up globally. So basically, what we're facing here in the Southwest, a big effect of climate change is that we're facing these catastrophic wildfires that you keep seeing that we have every year. And it's forecasted for these fires to not only get bigger, but they're also going to get more intense and they're also going to get more severe. So what do we do about this? Because it affects not only us as humans, but all the plants and animals in our forests as well. So that's why we got this grant from the National Science Foundation. This is a $5 million grant that we received. And essentially it gives us a lot of money to go out in our forests here and see how can we prevent these wildfires from happening and how can we help restore forests where these fires have happened in the face of climate change. So that's where you students like you guys come in, is we're able to get students like you guys to come into the program. We're actually able to pay you guys to go out and help us do this kind of research and do different experiments. It's a lot of time for you guys to get outside, be outdoors, and have fun doing these things. So we're able to offer stipends to students up to $2,000 a semester, which is really nice. That helps you guys pay for your schooling, pay for your books and supplies, anything you need. We're also able to hire you guys as work studies to go out and do these experiments. So you get paid around like $12.50 an hour. So again, that goes back into helping you guys pay for whatever you need. That way you can kind of consolidate everything and not only be able to do your schoolwork, but also get paid to do it as well. So so if you're interested in forestry, or maybe if you just like spending time in the woods, or you care about wildlife, or you want to just learn more about our forests in general, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to not only get paid, you get the work experience as well, and also you're attending college and you're learning. So we'll be having a website coming up pretty soon. I don't have the URL for that quite yet. I'll put my email in the chat. If any of you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me and let me know. So thanks for your guys' time, and hope to hear from you guys soon, and hope to see you in the forestry department so we can get out and start doing these experiments and have some fun. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Dylan. And last but not least, we have Shantini.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. I have a very quick little presentation for all of you. I'm with the Conservation Science Center, and I work with everyone that was presenting today. And basically, I think some of the students have shared that one of the advantages of learning is getting to try things out. So here are all the different things that I do. Now, I don't work in the lab as much. I almost exclusively work outside. I work in forest systems, but I also work in river systems and rangeland. So a lot of the work I do is about making things that you learn in a classroom and bringing it to a real, meaningful ways for students to manage perhaps their own family ranches and what that means for the water they're drinking in their households, or some of the livestock and cattle they might be running in their families. We are kind of running a little bit out of time, so I don't know if I should run the little Kahoot that I have, because everybody has been listening. I don't know if you guys are up for a little more participation on your end. So what do you think? Yes, no? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yes, we say yes, but
That's
let's see the
how-
students.
Okay, so I need y'all to, whoops, sorry. I need you to log on then to Kahoot. And sorry, let me get the pin up. So you probably know this better than I do. That's your game pin. It's only 5 questions. We can do this really fast, but it will require you to log on. So let's see how quickly we can do this. Let's see if you can beat the STEM faculty at Highlands on this, students. Hey, I've got a couple. Ooh, there we go.
Can we join Shantini without?
Please join.
Remember?
Everybody join. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, I'm gonna start. We're gonna go for it. Okay. You can still join if you haven't. Okay, so it's just a quick 5 questions. What is the average salary of a high school graduate in New Mexico? What do you think? Take a guess. Ooh, we only got 5 people. Come on. Take a guess, take a guess. We're about to run out of time. 11 answers. Haha. The average is 26,000. Okay, so we have all over the place. Now, what if Anita's taking the lead? Now, the next question is, what if you graduate with a STEM degree? What do you think your average salary is then? Give it a guess if you don't know. So this is here in New Mexico. We've got a bunch of answers coming in. Yep, it actually goes up quite a bit to 49. Oh, Anita is still up ahead of all of us. Okay, so now how can you save money and still go to college? Okay, do you take dual credit classes? Do you go to a local university for in-state? Do you enroll in a local college after high school and qualify to the New Mexico lottery? Or do you do all of that? How do you save money? Yep, absolutely. All of those are great ways to save money. Oh, finally, Anita's off the lead. All right, you got 2 more questions to participate here. So what percent of Highland students are first generation or receive financial aid to go to college? What do you think? Take a guess. It's 66%. So most of our students actually get financial aid and are first generation. Okay, last one. You can select more than one answer. So select who you think of these 4 photos are actual scientists. What do you think? You can pick more than one. And last few seconds before we're done. Yep, these are 3 of our local students who are either still in school or working in STEM fields right now, in forestry and hydrology, and up in the lab in Colorado. So let's see how you guys did. Aha, Leon came in 3rd. And we've got winner 2nd there. And who came in 1st? Aha, Dylan managed to beat us all. I don't know where he came from. Got a couple of runners up as well. Well, thanks so much for playing, guys. I hope that helped a little bit to round up our hour at Highlands. Really delighted to have all of you here. Thank you for giving us your time this evening. And I'll give it back to Anita, I think.
So thank you all so much. That was a wonderful presentation. And I just love hearing about Highlands, even though my office is there. I thank you all for all your time today. For you guys on the line, make sure I did put in the chat the attendance survey for today. So for all that are on the line, especially students or anyone to be entered into our raffle, the attendance survey is required. So go ahead and take a few minutes to open that. But otherwise, thank you for staying on a couple minutes past time. We hope to see all of you tonight at our college fair starting at 6 o'clock tonight. So take a little bit of a break. But with that, this session is concluded, but thank you all again for your time. And we hope you enjoyed and learned a little bit about something about New Mexico Highlands today.